we are in the midst of what could be, what should be, a happy time period, counting the days from the exodus of Egypt until the giving of the Torah at Mount Sinai, the climax, the culmination of working on ourselves, building ourselves spiritually. Yet that experience has been tarnished, has been tainted due to tragedies that took place during this time period, during these 33 days. One of the greatest leaders, Rabbi Akiva, lost 24,000 students, budding Torah scholars, due to a spiritual plague. It was not natural. They all 24,000 died in the same year, in the same 33 days, roughly 800 funerals per day. And the Talmud tells us they died because they didn't treat each other with proper respect, based on their higher spiritual level and the standards that God had for them. They did not quite meet those standards. And although Rabbi Akiva ended up developing many more students afterwards, and he rallied around the trait of loving others and respecting others to ensure that lesson was properly transmitted to the next generation, this time period has still been a tragic time period throughout history, from pogroms, the Crusades that preceded them. And the question is, what can we do about it? What lesson can we take with us? And I heard an amazing story about someone who clearly got the message. Rabbi Matisyahu Solomon and his family, the Solomon family, was moving from England to Lakewood, New Jersey. And they moved right next door to a family, I don't remember the name, let's say they were the Lefkowitz family. And they're next door, and many of the children, the Solomon children, the Lefkowitz children, were around the same ages. And they quickly became friends, and they would play together and hang out together, and summer activities together, and after school activities together. And the families really became very close. And after a number of years, one of the Solomon daughters got engaged. This wasn't just excitement for the Solomon family, it was excitement for the Lefkowitz family as well. And they were all talking about what they're going to wear to the wedding, and they were shopping and discussing color schemes and what's on the menu. And it was just exciting for both families, until roughly 3 weeks before the wedding, the Lefkowitz father suddenly passed away, sending the whole family into mourning. And the Solomons at that point did their best to avoid any mention of the upcoming wedding, because they knew their very good friends would no longer be able to participate, as they would be in mourning. And the big day finally arrives, and the Lefkowitz children, knowing there was no wedding to go to, they went about their regular routines. Some went to school, some went to work. And when they came home, there was a big sign on the door that said, "Our dear neighbors and friends, please don't worry about dinner tonight. We're sending it over from the wedding." And within the hour, a big catering truck pulls up in front of the Lefkowitz home. Out comes a line of waiters bringing appetizers and main courses and side dishes and desserts and the whole 9 yards, set up on beautiful china, beautiful displays. And while that was happening, the Solomons even arranged for someone to take pictures at the wedding, pictures of the key parts like the chuppah, the giving of the ring, the bedekin, of the covering of the veil, and sent that person over to a 1-hour Photoshop to have the photos printed right there, and then bring the pictures over to the Lefkowitzes. So while they were enjoying the wedding feast, they could actually see some of the excitement that was taking place just a little while away. The Solomons clearly understood what it means to make a difference in someone else's life. If you were to do a survey and ask someone, ask people, are you a good person? Most people say, yeah, I'm not a murderer, I don't steal, I haven't raped anyone. And they essentially define being good as having not done bad things. But being good is about proactively doing good. And not just going through perfunctory, courteous behavior that's expected of everyone, but trying to be creative, sort of like the Solomon's word, think outside the box. How can I really bring a smile to someone else's face? How can I identify what they really need? And how can I really improve the lives of all of those around us? So as we go through this period of mourning and approach Lag BaOmer, perhaps we can look within ourselves to find ways that we can help those around us to bring smiles to their faces and ultimately turn a period of mourning, a period of tragedy, into a period of celebration with the reuniting the entire world back in Jerusalem, back with the rebuilt temple speedily in our days.